So I just think the Rangers have a slight edge, but you're right, John, there's nothing really to choose between both sides.
I think as well Celtic have had a little blip, and the fans here are not used to seeing that. In the last couple of years, you know, they've, especially this season, they've been on mostly good runs. In the last 4 or 5 weeks, you know, they've dropped points away at Aberdeen, they dropped points up at Inverness, they dropped points home to Dundee United. You haven't gone 7 points clear at Ibrox. And Gordon will say he's not too disappointed because the training's good. You know, he's brought a couple of fresh faces in, and he'll wait now for Celtic to come good again, which I'm sure they will.
The other thing I'm not used to is you two agreeing. That's not going to catch on. Let's hear from Rangers manager Walter Smith.
Walter, how would you assess that match today?
Well, first half of the game Celtic were the better side. They were brighter than we were. Possession of the ball overall was really poor, and you know, when we line up the way we do, that's a big part of our game, and we never really get started in the first half of the game. Again, there was a big swing in the second half. I felt we were the team in the ascendancy the second half, pushing Celtic back. Arthur Boruc's a couple of terrific saves to keep them in the game. So you know, while we're pleased enough to get a draw, I thought our second half efforts might have got something, but you know, overall I think because of our poor first half performance, I don't think we can complain very much.
You chose to go with the 4-1-4-1 formation today. Do you feel it worked?
No, it does when you keep possession of the ball. If you don't, then it doesn't. Like every other formation, if you don't play well enough, you don't give any formation a chance to impose itself in a game. And we never did that the first half. We never played at all. And that was a disappointing factor from our own point of view. Second half were far better, and as I say, started to push Celtic back the way, and you know, caused them more problems in the second half than we did in the first.
Two of your more eye-catching selections in your starting lineup today were Lee McCulloch in the holding role and Kyle Lafferty up front. How did you feel they played today?
Well, Kyle Lafferty suffered a little bit from our poorer performance in the first half. Second half we were a bit better, but we changed them out to the left just afterwards. And I think if we had played better in the first half, we would have given him the opportunity to play better. And Lee McCulloch played well for us in midfield. You know, through the period. I mean, Celtic one opportunity in the first half across from the right that Scott McDonald headed past, and that was really, you know, their only attempt in a goal in the first half where we weren't playing well. So you know, the situation as when we put them there defensively were very sound, but performance-wise we were disappointed.
Obviously, you've used McCulloch there in the past when you played up at Pittodrie recently. What's persuaded you? What qualities do you see in him to pick him in that position?
Well, I always played in midfield in the wider areas there. And when you come to the likes of Rangers, you know, and you see players that play in a wider area of the pitch, it was okay for us last season when we were more solid. This season, you know, I felt we had to go with more footballing types in midfield. We're still trying to achieve a decent balance through our team in between defending and attacking. But you know, during the season I played him at centre half in the reserves, and he's played very well and played a couple of times for us there. And he's got no problem getting. He's a good enough footballer to play in midfield. So you know, I thought he played very well today. He's steady and everything he was asked to do.
Obviously, Celtic Park is a very difficult place to come, but overall, do you feel it was a missed opportunity today?
Not the way we played in the first half. Second half maybe, but when you take into account, you know, that although Celtic, I thought, were brighter than we were in the first half, there wasn't very many opportunities for them to score either. So, you know, maybe in terms of chances created, I think Celtic had a free kick from Nakamura late in the game. That was really Alan McGregor's only real save of the game. You know, we maybe had that. I mean, Arthur Boruc, a couple of terrific saves. One from, well, a deflection from Stephen McManus, and his save from David Weir's a terrific one. So, you know, maybe in the second half, you know, we may have got one, but I think by our first half performance, which by my own eyes was a disappointing one, you know, we can't be too unhappy with the draw.
Thanks for your time, Walter.
Okay.
A game of two halves, says Walter Smith. He said beforehand he'd be happy with a draw, and that's exactly what he's got. Artur Boruc is good with his hands, we know that. More evidence of that today as he kept Rangers out. Wins for Hearts and Motherwell. You'll see it all tonight on the full SPL, 7 o'clock, Setanta Sports 1. It was 0-0 here at Celtic Park. Time to hear from Gordon Strachan.
Gordon, we're not used to seeing Celtic involved in too many 0-0 draws. How did you feel your team played today?
First half, good. Second half, they were the better team.
A quick summary of the game. When you...
It's pretty simple sometimes. I think you'd agree with that, wouldn't you?
I think that's a fair comment. When you saw their team selection and you realised that they were going to play 4-1, 4-1, did you feel that would give you more opportunity to hurt them down the side?
No, it wasn't. I can't tell you how we're going to do it, but you agree that we had enough of the ball and comfortable, and Rangers weren't really a threat in the first half. We didn't have too many, but we're comfortable. We had possession in the good areas. But at the moment, no firing on all cylinders up front. But we did enough, to make sure that Rangers didn't really get a chance in the first half. But the second half, they were better. We started running with the ball more. We started playing longer passes, which they gobbled up, quite easily. So we didn't do the things we were doing in the first half well enough.
And it appeared as if you had a dilemma when you wanted to make some substitutions, because it looked as if you were thinking of taking off Nakamura and then you changed your mind and brought McGeady on for Willow Flood instead.
Well, you always have decisions to make when you're putting on substitutes, and you have to think about, because things when you're doing the substitution, you think, is he really tired now? Can he go again? And you've got to make that decision. So you have to make sure you make the right decision. So we felt we made the right decision at the time, but it didn't help our team. Sometimes your substitutes help today, but I don't think it helped today because we got too strung out.
You've always set your team up to play open, attacking football and try and score a lot of goals, and for some reason they seem to be misfiring at the moment. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, as I said earlier on in the interview, that I said they're not functioning right. But we'll have to get that sorted. As a group, I count it as a group, not an individual or two individuals. I count them. There's a striking group at the moment are not at their best. So we'll have to plug away till we get them back to their best, and other people have to chip in until that happens. And while that's happening, we try at training work to get them back to their best. Neither
goalkeeper was called upon to make too many saves today, but you must have been pleased with the contribution of Artur Boruc, who pulled off a couple of magnificent saves.
Yes, I never seen a deflection one. Lenny said it was a good one, but I seen the header, and that looked a good save.
Scott Brown looked to pick up quite a nasty knock at the end. Is he okay?
I think so, but don't tell him, because he thinks he's all right.
In the grand scheme of things, who does this suit better, this result today?
Well, last week at this time we were 2 points ahead with 14 games to go. This week we're 2 points ahead with 13 games to go.
So you're not unhappy, is what you're saying?
I would like to win, but I didn't think we did enough to win the game. So I don't want to be a cheat at football. You can be lucky at times, but I don't think we did enough to win the game. First half performance was what I wanted, in the right places, passed the right way. And second half, as I said to you, we have a tactic board for about half an hour if you want to, but I'm not Andy Gray. And we don't have the time.
Thanks for your time, Gordon.
Thanks very much, thank you.
He summed it up pretty nicely, did Gordon Strachan. It was an old firm match, a few highlights.